Hey, welcome back to another Black City Coffee vlog. In this video, I'm doing a massive cupping. I'm just taking status. I'm taking status, or I'm just trying to see where I'm at skill-wise in terms of my roaster skill and my cupping skill for sure. Mike Perry said of Klatch Coffee, which is just around the corner here in my neck of the woods here, and he said that to become a good roaster is to become a very good cupper. Right, so I've heard that many times from other people like Lauren of Mill City Roasters, you know, the sensory skills to be able to taste what is underdeveloped, what's overdeveloped, what is roasty mean, what does baked mean. So I've been really trying to dive into that skill set of cupping at the same time building my skill in the roaster. So I'm trying to build those two skills at the same time. And that's really, really difficult. It's already difficult to do, like learn how to roast, okay? And then we gotta learn how to cup, okay? And then we have to learn how to use that information so they can communicate back and forth fluidly. That's what being a roaster is as what I've been learning from others who are much more experienced than I. It's really fun. And never at this point where I say, you know, it's really difficult or it's really hard. Never in my journey of like 2 years of doing this have I thrown my hands up and said, this is not worth it, or this is frustrating, or I'm mad, or I'm upset about it. When I say it's difficult, I feel like, oh man, it's tough. Like, how do I look at it like a game. I'm like, I'm gonna put in the time, the work, the effort, the grind, and I'm gonna get to that point. I just gotta do the work, right? So I'm very optimistic about all of it, and I like it. It's like a challenge. I'm like, ooh, cool. Let me find out how to do it, because I did that totally wrong. That leads me into, you know, this cupping, why I'm doing this cupping. I think it's a good practice to, if you are a roaster, and these are all really just, I'm not talking to you like, you should do this. I'm really talking to myself, being like, yeah, I should do that. Like, oh yeah, that's a good practice to do, because as you roast, you could get maybe complacent, or you maybe not know. Like, I was listening to this podcast about roasting. They were like, you could be roasting and roasting. Your venting or whatever is clogged or dirty or has built up some chaff in there, and so it's restricting your airflow, so you're not getting really the same sort of responsivity from your roaster, so you're not roasting exactly the same as you were maybe 4 months ago, 6 months ago, 2 months ago, whatever. So it's good to cup frequently. You know, you can make your own schedule, you can make your own system, but I think what's important, like whatever it is, I guess will be based on how often you roast. Where does that lie on the scale? So in me, when I'm making up my own like system of when to cup, as often as I can. I think it's just good practice. Like, so as long as you're here at the cupping table, slurping, trying to taste, trying to recognize, hey, that's that flavor, hey, that's that flavor, hey, that's that defect, you're only gonna get better at it, right? So I think a lot of people even ask me, and I'm like no expert, they're like, how do you get good at cupping? How do you taste all that stuff that you're saying? I'm like, honestly, it's just doing the thing, going, what does this remind me of? And then go from there, right? There's no wrong answer. I think a lot of people get in their own way and will say stuff like, I don't taste all that. I'm not gonna say like tangerine, plum, strawberry, tropical fruit, freaking added like things I never even heard of, bergamot and stuff like that. You don't start really saying those types of like food descriptors until you really get to that level. So don't expect to say all the things if you haven't put in the work and time and actually experience what those things actually are. So don't feel like you have to say all the things that the experts say, or look like or sound like all the experts. Just go for it, just do it, just, you know, just put in the work, put in the time. That leads me into next week. I'm going to be doing a one-on-one roasting training with Mike Perry. So it's kind of like a surprise gift for turning 35 and still being here, right? So I went through a lot of stuff earlier in this year, and I'm very grateful to still be here. I'm so grateful to you guys for being so supportive. So Mike Perry is the founder of Klatch Coffee. Klatch Coffee is a huge name, I think, in specialty coffee, award-winning roasters. They have a couple cafes now. They just opened another one here in Chino Hills. I'm beyond excited. Like, I'm so, and the way that I show my excitement is a very quiet rumbling, and my mind is going like, how can I take advantage? How can I maximize my time with this master? Right? I'm about to be in the same room with a master. I mean, when I'm around Kevin, and he's a master, my husband, he's a master in what he does. Like, really, he gave everything, every ounce of himself goes into his craft. And you can see that because everything else is just like blurry for the most part. Like, when he was developing his skill and when he's in his zone, it's like boom, you know, you're like, oh, master, right? So I know what it's like to be around a master. It could be an incredible learning experience. It also could be really intimidating. It could be overwhelming. It could be off-putting. Like, oh my God. So I'm aware of what it's like to be around somebody who has maybe obsessed, and I don't know him. I'm making all of these assumptions, and I want to do that because it's just, that's what humans do. It's like, oh snap, we're about to go into this crazy ass like thing. I have all these fears and expectations and just things popping around in my brain, right? And until we go and do the thing, we don't know. Cool. But I wanted to capture that on video, and I've been trying to make this video a number of times, not really capturing the essence of what I'm feeling inside. And I don't think I ever will, so I'm just gonna, like I said, it's good enough, let's go with it. Anyway, so we're taking stock. I wanna see, like, I try to roast all of these coffees that I have here in my inventory. I have a couple of like 1 try, 2nd try, 3rd try things. So I'm gonna see what's up here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attempts. I'm gonna try to do it blind. I've been talking so much that I don't remember what's what here for the most part. I'm gonna cup these. I'm gonna try to take very good notes, and then I'm gonna look back at my better notes of my roast data that I took along with my roast path or my roast curve on the computer, and go from there and bring all of this information. I'm also going to bring samples of this roasted coffee to him so we can cup, and we can find out, hey, you're underdeveloped here, hey, you're over here, you're over roasted but underdeveloped, right? So there could definitely be those, we're lacking sweetness here, we're just acidic here. So a lot of those things I want to be able to bring to the table and show that I've been trying to do my homework, trying to be the best roaster I can at this level, and that, you know, I need his help. All right, so let's get this started.